Just recently, Disney announced to its investors, get woke, go broke. The company has embraced politics and cultural ideas that are misaligned with the public, and for this, their bottom line is at risk. At the same time, it may please many of you to know this, although I'm not sure how I feel. Bud Light sales continue to fall. You know, I was talking about this last night. I am actually a big Bud Light fan. I am a huge Bud Light fan. So excited for this, and I'll tell you why. It's because of Sean Strickland, MMA fighter champion, who made the point correcting me. I was wrong. Bud Light sponsors Dylan Mulvaney. Everybody gets bent out of shape. I think rightly so. Bud Light then sponsors UFC. Now, when Bud Light tried to go with Harley Davidson, we all groaned and cringed and said, you need to apologize. You need to say it was wrong. Your marketing is misaligned with the public to the tune of 30% of your company, your sales. I know Anheuser-Busch is bigger than just Bud Light. And then they sponsored UFC, and we all groaned and said, no, come on, UFC. Why would you take that money? I was wrong. Sean Strickland, smart guy. He said now Bud Light is basically sponsoring every word I say. And the man went on to say some things I can't say on YouTube, and I was like, wow, I'm a big fan of Bud Light now. My point is, when they decided to sponsor UFC, and we know that these MMA fighters are based AF, as the kids say these days, they're putting their money behind speech that we're more inclined to appreciate, though some of it's a little far for me. But no, mostly MMA fighters are fairly based. They're for freedom. They're for personal responsibility. They're not whiny, whinging babies. And so when it may be the best they can do, but my view is this. You may not get that apology, but isn't this what we want? We want UFC fighters to be propped up, paid, living lavishly, better than they ever did, and to continue speaking the way they speak, because they ain't backing down. You're not going to get an MMA fighter to try and play these stupid woke games. So I'll take that as a victory. And I'll say, okay, Bud Light, Sean is correct. Good dude. There's a video of him recently. I guess he stopped some criminal or something. I don't know. I didn't see the whole story. He held a guy for the cops to arrive. Now we have these stories, and I want to get into where we're currently at with Bud Light. Disney's financial statements prove company became too woke, will shake up corporate America, expert. House of Mouse acknowledges that its focus on cultural and social issues impacted profits. That's one way to put it. Another way to put it, woke Disney broke Disney. That's right. Get woke, go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And now it's definitive. No question. You know, look, Daily Wire. This is how I described it to Jeremy last night on Timcast IRL. Jeremy, imagine this. Jeremy Boring of the Daily Wire is riding on a little moped behind a bunch of tractor trailers with gold being jettisoned from the back of the trucks by the employees. And Jeremy need only catch them and put them in his little sidecar. That's it. My point is, I'm hearing these stories about Jeremy's chocolate, his deodorant, his razors, and the movies he's making. And I'm like, it's not that the man is making the greatest pieces of art ever created. I think I'm really excited for Lady Ballers, Daily Wire's new movie. Jeremy's chocolate's legit really good. It's that these companies have decided to abandon clear winners, Snow White being the best example. Snow White, as Jeremy put it, is the movie that made Disney, 1937. And we've all seen it. It's a classic. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And Disney decided they didn't want that anymore. So Jeremy was like, okay, I'll take it. I mean, really? So we have this, and it's not just Jeremy. I mean, we've done this. I don't know. I have the board sitting over here, a skateboard. There's a company called Independent Trucks, Independent. And they have the symbol, which looks like some kind of a Maltese cross or whatever. And they got attacked by the far left, accused of having the Iron Cross or whatever, which is associated, I think, with like Weimar Germany and the early. It's used by a lot of countries, mind you. And they said the Nazis and the Germans had that, therefore it's racist. So the company abandons their logo after 50 years. So we took it and we made boards with it. And it's been like a year? Ain't nobody's come knocking on my door about me announcing to millions of people that that's our logo for our skate company now. So I'm gonna roll with it. You want to abandon? So let me explain. Skateboarders like stickers. They slap those stickers everywhere. And there are 50 years worth of stickers for this logo all over the place. And the company said, that's not us anymore. They've abandoned their logo. They may try and still claim it, but I would love for them to sue and claim it's theirs. Please go back on what you claim. Take back your logo, because I'll tell you this. If at the end of all of this is what Jeremy said, if Disney changes course, and it looks like they're panicking, and starts making good content, we won. And Jeremy's like, I'll crack a cigar and ride off into the sunset. I'm like, right? If we woke up tomorrow and everything was just corrected and the industry was getting back to normal, like, what would we have to do? We'd be like, wow, look at this. A great movie came out. Now, in reality, I think the price for freedom is eternal vigilance. And that means even if we're seeing positive changes, we keep doing the work we're doing. We want to hold the line. We want to forward that line. But I think what we're seeing now with all these companies is that they're realizing you can't go this route. If I woke up tomorrow and I got a letter from independent skateboard companies saying, stop using our logo, it's ours, I would post it on the internet everywhere for everyone to see and say, congratulations, we've won. Because the goal is for independent to be the great company they've always been and to embrace the imagery that made them and that is associated with them. If they abandon that, then I'll pick that up. Just like I said, I'm riding behind the tractor trailer. They throw the logo off. I catch it. I'll slap it on my board and say, it's our logo now. You don't like it? We'll take it. Gladly. And then that logo will appear everywhere. Because it already does. It's already ubiquitous. Those logos all over skate parks. Slapped up high on those vert ramps and those wall rides. Yeah. You want to abandon it? Fine. I want them to take that logo back. Here's a story from the Washington Times, the op-ed. I love it. They say, the Walt Disney Co.'s foray into political activism hasn't been good for business. In a filing with the SEC last week, company leaders disclosed the possibility that a misalignment with public and consumer tastes and preferences with our efforts to achieve certain of our environmental and social goals might impact demand for entertainment offerings. Oh, you love to see it, ladies and gentlemen. ESG on life support, our environmental and social goals. F you. I don't swear. We try to keep this one above board and family friendly. Some of you may be listening to this podcast on your way to drop the kids off from school or pick them up, something like that. So we don't swear, but I would just love to cuss these people out. Their language, it's the social goals. You failed. You are crackpot weirdos. You know what we love? I'll tell you what I love. I love that silent night. Yeah. That several days before Christmas, with the thick snow falling in the sky, a white Christmas inbound, the lights are dimmed low, Christmas trees, the sparkling, we've got the LEDs or whatever, hanging from the windows and hanging from the tree. And you sit down in front of, maybe you have a heater, maybe you have a fireplace, and you're looking out the window, and it is muffled and quiet, and you sip a delicious hot cocoa while wearing a goofy sweater. That feeling can't be beat. The candles are lit, and it's funny because, so much of this is so just outright Christian. I'm not a Christian, but you see, this feeling and this family and this community, which is rooted in a variety of traditions, but the Christian tradition, is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And you know what? That's what people want. That's what they want. So when they try and do these things that insult that feeling you get, you lose. Good. I'm glad. I'm so happy to see it. I love mentioning that scenario because I think most of you, anybody's from a winter climate, knows that feeling of the dim lights, the fireplace. It is indescribable. I mentioned this last week. There was an AI video, which is the epitome of this feeling. And I yearned for this AI that did not exist. It was a cabin or a house overlooking a city on top of a hill, thick snow falling, a fireplace, cartoons on the TV, and the whole front wall was glass. And I was like, that is the dream, man. That is an expensive dream. AI generated. But I'm like, if I were to ever want anything, if you were going to say, like, if you got a $10 million, well, I'm building that for that right there, that feeling. There's the important thing. Some of you may not know that feeling. I think many of you do. I want you to imagine that feeling. And I want you to now imagine as you're sitting there with that feeling you get, and Disney is laughing at you and taking a dump on your floor and spitting in your face. That's what it is. That's that feeling. That's the feeling I get when they insult and mock classics. Snow White. I imagine that's how Jeremy Boring felt when he saw what they were doing to Snow White. That warm, fuzzy feeling inside with your family on Christmas with the snow falling, and it's just, the cars are muffled. And then Disney comes in and takes a dump on your floor. And you're like, the whole thing is ruined. So you know what? They deserve to lose money. They deserve to suffer. But I tell you, my friends, it's not just Disney. It's a bunch of other brands. But I do want to point out, in the past 3 years, look, in 2020, their stock went down, but it started to climb into 2021. I'll tell you why. Lockdown stuff. So a lot of people are watching Disney Plus, and that's probably helping them. But then they lost that boost. They were given a golden opportunity, and they currently sit at $94 as of November 17th. No, I'm sorry, no, $92, as of the 28th. If we go back to 2018, they were at $115. They are lower now than they were 5 years ago. That's right, my friends. They're failing. Disney is struggling. They're not, in the past 5 years, they're down 20%. That's incredible. Get woke, go broke, man. You got to beat inflation. You want your stock price to be going up consistently over the past 5 years. They're losing. Woke is losing. I think the future is looking bright. We have a great fight ahead of us. We are forwarding the line, but we are not necessarily controlling the entirety of the field. We're not past that 50-yard line, perhaps, but maybe we're at 30, 35, right? We were near the red zone. We were being pushed back, and they were about to score that touchdown, and then interception, we changed course. That's how I feel. I'm not a big football guy, so bear with me. But I really do feel that we are starting to turn things around. And Elon Musk buying X is a very, very good example of this. It's incredible to see we're filming these new skate videos for the new show, The Boonies. Follow at The Boonies on Instagram, and we have this on YouTube. We're just starting, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be producing short clips. We are going to be sponsoring several skateboarders. We've got pro model boards, our own board company in the works for the Boonies. We're filming these skate clips, and I'm going to tell you, my friends, skate terminology has things I cannot say on YouTube. So I'll put it this way. In skateboarding, there are quarter pipes and half pipes. These are ramps that transition upward. They're called transition ramps. There's a slang term for this. Can't say it on YouTube. We can say it on X. So what we're actually doing is we're working on a silly bit, where we basically mock the disgusting censorship from YouTube and Facebook. And we are going to upload the full versions of these on X, Rumble, Facebook, YouTube. Here's the funny thing. On Rumble and X, they'll be uncensored. On YouTube and Facebook, they will be bleep, 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 bleep. I just love this. We've mentioned some of this stuff in the members only section on Timcast, IRL. There are statements and phrases in the terminology of skateboarding that could probably get you placed under investigation by the police. So things like doing a line in skateboarding means landing several tricks in succession. And, if you were talking about doing a fat line or something, combined with some other phrases I can't say on YouTube, they might assume you're doing and selling drugs and other things with that are illegal. But I can't say it on YouTube because the algorithm and the machine doesn't care for words. Let me just put it this way. There is also a slang term for transmission. You can't say that either. One of our friends, a guy, actually commented on Instagram using skate lingo and got suspended for doing it. Absolutely hilarious. Well, take a look at this. Anheuser-Busch's U.S. marketing chief steps down as Bud Light sales plunge. I saw this headline and I was like, this must be an old story because certainly the UFC thing's going to turn things around. Nope. You done did it. Sorry, guys. Have a nice day. Benoit Garbe Garb. The U.S. Chief Marketing Officer for Anheuser-Busch InBev is calling it quits as the backlash over marketing stunts continues to affect sales. Once the top-selling beer, Bud Light sales have plunged. In the most recent quarter, 13.5% decline in revenue per 100 liters. Wow. The best measure of beer sales. He oversaw marketing when Bud Light partnered with Dylan Mulvaney. Boy, what was it, the latest news? They paid Dylan Mulvaney like $100 and something thousand. Some of the backlash was homophobic. Shut up. Garb did not directly oversee the partnership. The two executives who did were put on leave. Yeah, they're gone. The rumor that we've heard is that those people weren't just put on leave. They're gone. They destroyed this brand. Get woke, go broke, baby. I mean, look at Jeremy's razors and Jeremy's chocolate. I'm jealous, you know? So we've got some really great, we got some great projects. In the next couple of weeks, we're putting on a new song, which is intended as a major FU to the music industry. But, you know, well, we mentioned this on the members only last night, but I won't say too much now. They say Bud Light is already trying to lure back customers who are boycotting the brand, signing a sponsorship deal with UFC that's said to be in the $100 million range. I got to say this right now. I want to wait. I want to wait until we see Sean Strickland or someone else speak up with that Bud Light logo. I'll wait. But I do think we should start buying Bud Light again. And I'll tell you why. A message should be sent. I want the executives at Anheuser-Busch to be like, guys, sales are returning. What happened? We sponsored UFC and it worked. I want this to succeed because the opinions of UFC athletes are the antithesis of the opinions of Dylan Mulvaney. And so I want these companies to all see when you sponsor the likes of Sean Strickland, you make money. When you sponsor the likes of Dylan Mulvaney, you lose money. Create that pressure system so that all the brands know if you want to succeed in your sponsorships, it ain't going to be with the likes of Dylan Mulvaney. It's going to be with the likes of Sean Strickland. So we may be salty over what Bud Light did. And a lot of people said, no, Bud Light should go to zero. And I'm like, well, it's as Jeremy was saying, if Bud Light tomorrow came out and said, we apologize and we're abandoning this, we'd all be happy, right? I think the best thing we could hope for is they don't apologize, which sucks, but they do sponsor UFC. My mind has changed. My mind has changed. If they turn around and then announce, $1 billion in revenue plus and they become the number one beer again, that is the biggest victory we could hope for. Every company will see it. They're going to be like, guys, don't sponsor the woke stuff. You're going to lose a lot of money. Now, UFC, the anti-woke stuff, that's cash money. It's cash money, baby. People are going to buy your product. So now I'm actually, not that I'm a fan of Bud Light, not that I drink. I think Bud Light's actually pretty gross. Yeah, I mean, people call it awful things. I'll keep it family friendly. But yeah, if I'm going to have a beer, I got to be honest, it's going to be a Yingling. Yingling actually tastes good. It is what it is. But take a look at this. DailyMail.com, corporate America's DEI showdown. The anti-woke backlash against Target, Macy's, and Bud Light has rocked the diversity industry, but its policies persist under the radar. Okay. Well, there you go. As much as I want to see them succeed, the marketing just ain't going to cut it. You got to drop the DEI garbage. Now, Disney, they're feeling the heat. They're feeling the heat bad. And everyone can see it. They've now had to announce to their investors, get woke, go broke, ESG has failed. They're going to say it's been a tough year for the DEI industry. A Supreme Court ruling effectively stopped college admissions tutors giving applicants a leg up due to their race. Such big name brands as Bud Light, Macy's, Target have lost customers and faced legal fights over diversity schemes. You know what we need? We need, I'm telling you guys, if you are a white person and your job has tried to put you through DEI training, file a lawsuit. File a complaint with the EEOC. They may not go for it, but file a lawsuit. If you can, I know it's not easy. The point is, a white person being told that whiteness is bad or whatever is racism, and it's illegal. If they try to do anything relating to whiteness, white people, or any other race, sue them for discrimination. Use the system as it's intended. Not allowed to do this. Now, you may get bad courts and bad judges. It's got to go to the Supreme Court. Keep suing and keep pushing. How many stories have we covered where it was like white woman discriminated against for being white wins $15 million, right? You've seen these stories. hey man, these companies are breaking the law. They're racist. And there is cash money sitting right there for you as reconciliation for the crimes, the unjust behavior of these evil corporations. They want to use race as some kind of qualifier. That is that is in violation. I think it's unconstitutional, but it's in violation of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. So go after them. And then we'll see one by one. There are these dudes that go to bars that have ladies' night and they say, I want a drink at the discounted rate. And the bar says women only. And they say, that's illegal. And they say, too bad. So these guys then file lawsuits and win instantly. It's been going on for a long time. And you know what? More power to them. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, but ladies' night is good because women don't want to come out and the guys want the ladies. So they offer the ladies a discount. The ladies show up and then the guys show up. And it's like, yeah, maybe. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have two different prices, one for men, one for women. And I also love this when the left are like, women only get paid 73 cents on the dollar for what a man makes because they're comparing apples to oranges. But at the same time, you have this trend of ladies' nights where at bars, women get discounts when they buy drinks. So spare me, dude. Women have their privileges. Men have their privileges. Men and women are different. Have a nice day. But these guys are going to these bars and they're filing suits. And then immediately the bar's lawyer is like, yeah, what you did was illegal and you're going to lose. And you're going to lose big. You should just pay it out and stop doing ladies' night because you cannot offer different pricing based on sex. Sorry, dudes. That's just a reality. I think we got to play the same game with these companies. If you work for any of these companies, you've got to stand up and say, this is against the rules, man. All in all, the final takeaway, my friends, is the year is coming to an end. We have but a month left in 2023. Can you believe it? 2024 is around the corner. And we're winning. Disney is admitting they got woke and went broke. It's incredible. Bud Light is still struggling. DEI, ESG is failing. Let's keep up the good fight and take the battlefield next year. And then come 2025, we can all sit back, order some wings, watch the game, and laugh as all the whinging leftists cry as Donald Trump gets a second term. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.